This is Another Man's Nostalgia with John.
The actor seemed like he was dying. I don't know if it was just because he was like super old.
I think he was actually dying.
Chris.
Here's my stuff, gentlemen. Monogamy is not real.
Gentleman Collis.
And Justin.
I wish I had bonding moments with people I knew, but I never have any of those.
The episode starts now.
Hello everybody, welcome to Another Man's Nostalgia, where we revisit everybody's favorite shows, movies, and games from the mid-90s to the mid-2000s.
Is it nostalgia news?
This nostalgia news. Come on.
Yeah.
We need to get a theme song for nostalgia.
We get a
news,
theme
I'm
song.
just saying.
Justin's in charge of
put
themes.
put some news in there.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw, but on Netflix released a Rocko's Modern Life, their new show, trailer. Looks pretty funny. Looks like they go away in space in the 90s and they come back now. So I'm pretty excited about that. Looks pretty good.
Another nostalgia news. ABC is going to do like one of those musical numbers when it comes to Little Mermaid.
Oh. It's interesting.
How you guys think that's gonna go?
How are they going to do that underwater?
I don't know how they're gonna do that, but
How are they going to get a crab to talk? And an
Good
octopus?
point.
I don't know. That's like the discussion. Right
Did they
now
like
that's gonna
announce
go
their
on.
all-star
Do they-
cast that is not going to make any sense?
So Queen Latifah is gonna be in there.
Ursula, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would probably say that.
All right,
And
I can
then-
see that. I think
not
that's a
bad.
good fit.
Yeah.
And then Shaggy. Shaggy? Yeah.
Like Scooby-Doo Shaggy?
No.
Zoinks!
I think he's a rapper.
Oh, the guy who did the Wasn't Me?
I don't know.
It wasn't me. No,
That is
no, no, no,
Shaggy.
no.
Who's he gonna be?
Yeah, Queen Latifah's gonna be Ursula. Along with Shaggy, who will play. Shaggy will play Sebastian.
That's terrible.
You don't even know who it is.
It's a Wasn't Me guy.
I don't know who that is.
You've heard the
wasn't me.
song.
Yeah.
She caught me
big
in the
90s.
shower.
And
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me.
It's pretty good.
Well,
That'd be
let us
Pretty
know if
great.
you want John to give a special episode reviewing it, because he seems pretty excited.
I hope this is good.
I was never really a fan of the cartoon, but we'll see.
I feel like that's the longest we've ever spent on
Ooh,
live-action
You weren't a
musicals.
fan of the cartoon? I'm never gonna pick Little Mermaid, by the way. Now I just know I'm not gonna ever.
We
get
can watch it
points.
before this comes out.
We should.
we should
We
watch
honestly
it.
should, and we should
We-
just kind.
We can watch it. Maybe I'll like it more now. I just never really got into it. All right,
Little
Justin.
Mermaid?
What did we watch this week, buddy?
All right, so this week we watched Spy Kids.
Hence the
Amazing.
title of this podcast episode.
Not
and
The Little
YouTube
Mermaid,
video.
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids. So,
Oh my God,
Justin, this
hold
is your
on.
movie. I'm
Yeah.
guessing you watched this when you were a lad.
Yeah, so I remember this
literally
coming out. We saw it when it came out. It came out 2001. So I was like 11 or 10 or 11, and this was like probably the perfect movie for someone my age. I
Yeah.
loved the crap out of this movie when I was a kid. All the spy gadgets, all the like the action there was, you know, and then the crazy like villains that they had. I really liked it, and I remember going to see all the sequels, the two movies, the Spy Kids 2, like they were on an island,
You saw the sequels to this movie?
and then the 3D. Now I will.
And he was the oldest kid there.
I remember seeing
I
them.
thought the sequels came out in like 2005.
There was like 4 of them, and I think
That would have been you would have been 15.
No, because the second one came out in 2002, and
Okay.
Game Over came out in 2003. It was a year after year.
So you
Was
were
Gabe-
so you were
was-
So you were a teenager when you saw the last one.
I was probably 12 or 13. Yeah,
Was that the 3D one?
yeah.
Okay. I remember when that came out. And
So
then they
that-
made that one.
It came
was
out
that
year
Shark-
after year after that.
Are these the same 2 kids in that Shark Boy and Lava Girl?
No, but that's the same guy
no.
who does it.
Yeah, I remember the same guy.
That's Taylor Lautner and some other chick. I don't know
Taylor
the girl.
Lautner's in it.
Yeah, I think he's the.
Everyone remembers Taylor Lautner.
I think
Like,
he's
all
Shark
the
Boy.
girls love Taylor Lautner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he was
Um,
Shark Boy.
So when I'd never seen this before. I thought I had, but watching it, I didn't remember anything about this, so I hadn't seen it. But
You just were a real child when you were little.
I guess
That's how
not.
it was.
what about you, John? You liked this when you were little?
I loved the F out of this movie when I was little. I don't know what it was about it, but being a spy as a kid, like it's just like
sounds
that's all
cool.
you want. That's all
Yeah.
you want to be when you're little. You just want to.
Yeah.
You see James Bond, you're like, that's freaking cool. Like I want to do that. And then this movie, you actually saw kids get to do that. And I know it's awful graphics. I know it's terrible writing.
Yeah.
But the gadgets that the kids used were pretty freaking cool. I'm not gonna lie. Just looking at it when you were a kid. I watched this a couple like weeks ago with the kids from the camp, and I was just thinking, I was like, there's no way that kids nowadays, just like what they see when it comes to video games and different things like that, that they would think this movie is cool. And I had kids jumping off the walls being spy crap. Like I had a kid, he was talking into his watch that he had. It was just different things like that that you would do when you were a kid. That it just kind of surprised me that kids nowadays, just because the technology now, like it's almost, you can almost do some of this stuff that's in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Better almost than the movie does some of the things.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
But no, for months after watching this movie, I just bought all this, like, I don't know, probably $10 to $20 like spy stuff from Walmart and
Nice.
Toys R Us and all this different kinds of crap that would
He's
come
like
out
rolling
after
around the
this movie.
house, talking
And I
into
would-
his watch.
I would literally run around the house talking in my watch, like talking to no
His
one.
parents were like, "What is wrong with him?"
But I would
Okay.
I would get like mirrors and be like, oh, I can see behind this
Yeah.
door. It was like a doorway I'm standing in, but I can see around it because I had some type of spy goggles.
Cool.
It was great.
Okay.
When I was 10 years old, it was great.
Nice. All right.
Maybe this should have been John's movie.
Maybe, I don't know.
All right. Who wants to do the plot?
I think you should, Chris.
Okay.
Go with the plot.
So
what happened?
you have 2 kids, and you find out. Well, they kind of find out slowly, but you find out pretty much the first scene that her parents are both like crazy, awesome spies, and at this time, spies are getting kidnapped. And Antonio Banderas is one of the spies, and he realizes that this TV show that his son watches, one of the spies that was took in is one of the little mascot in this TV show. Anyways, but that doesn't really pertain to anything because it doesn't really matter. He just thinks he's going to go on a mission, and then they kidnap the parents. So it's up to the kids to save the parents from the evil bad guy. And you think it's this guy who's like running this creepy kids TV show.
Oh, it's so
Then
fucking creepy.
But then they meet up with their uncle, who do the brother and the uncle get along? Does their father and the uncle get along, or do they not? It's really hard to tell because first he says he hates them, but then like immediately he like talks about how much he likes them. Terrible dialogue. But anyways, he helps them out. They take all of his gadgets. They go to the place. They find out the assistant of the cartoon guy's show is actually the bad guy, and he's trying to morph all the spy kids. He has an army of thumb men, but even though he already has an army
They're
of thumb men,
thumbs.
yeah, the thumbs. Even though even though he already has an army of thumbs, he wants to make kid army.
There's all thumbs.
Whatever
Which is
reason.
honestly, which is pretty smart. I'm not gonna lie.
No, it's not.
Do you not understand the plan when it comes to making kids?
No, he
Robots?
already has the thumb army. Why does he need a kid army?
Have you seen how
Because-
freaky those things are? When they
Okay,
put the
so-
tactical gear on, it's so fucking creepy.
We'll get into it. I have a list of plot holes.
Okay,
I want
hey,
answers to.
I'm arguing that when we
Okay.
get to it.
Okay, all right. Anyway, so they save the day, and then at the end, George Clooney shows up, and he says, "We have a mission for the kids." He's like, "Oh, we don't do anything unless it's the four of us together."
He takes. I just like when George
takes off the little eye
takes off
things.
his little eye thing.
And then puts it back on
throws
like it's
it.
glasses.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of funny. That part was funny. Anyways, and then that's the end of the movie.
Homebrewed Tree Service has been providing the DFW area with world-class tree care for many years. When it comes to tree service in the DFW area, you can trust them to provide quality work with low prices and friendly, fair customer service. Whether you have a tree that needs pruning or complete removal and haul-off service, you can count on them for a wide range of expert care. Go to hbtreeservices.com and sign up for a free estimate.
So John, I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like our friends.
Yeah.
I feel like our friends at Homebrewed Tree Services could possibly. I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know.
Could get to the root of your problems with your tree.
Yeah, they can.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yes, they can do
They
that.
can do that. All right. Whatever. So
So you can already tell Chris does not like this movie.
no, no, I do not.
Okay, but you're watching. Okay, I understand. So
Yeah.
the purpose of this is we're trying to see if it holds up today.
Right.
Like
right.
this is the purpose of the podcast. So
And
we'll talk
we'll see.
about nostalgia stuff, and then we'll talk about if it holds up today.
Yeah.
So Justin, give us some fun facts about this movie.
All right.
First
So
name.
Well, you gotta do a theme first. I hope.
Yeah.
I don't
I
have.
hope
like,
you were doing
How-
that.
how
I
can
hope
we
you
start
weren't
the
just
fun
gonna go
facts?
straight in balls.
I
up with
was
fun facts.
because I don't have a theme for this.
Dun, dun, dun,
You should.
dun,
Okay, hey,
dun, dun,
you should
Alright.
play one of the songs that they played in the movie.
Which ones? Oh, what with that creepy ones?
With the
Oh,
creepy
the
ones.
The creepy TV shows. Okay,
Yes.
do that.
It's a cruel, cruel world, all you little boys and girls. And some mean, nasty people want to have you for their supper. But if you follow me, you can all be free, free. You can all be free. As a bird on a big TV. If you dream, if you dream, if you dream, my dream. Selfish, mean, nasty people, nasty, 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 nasty. But there's a way you can make your day. You can laugh, you can smile, you can come and stay a while. You can dream my dream, you can have it all with me. You can dream my dream, you can dream my dream, you can dream my dream.
Like the one with the hands, and
freaking
everything
weird.
was swirling around him.
Dude, that freaked me out. I'm not gonna lie.
God, what a weird movie. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
All right,
Spy Kids, fun facts. All right.
That was good.
that was terrible.
So the guy who did this, Robert
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
Yeah.
So he's mostly known for action film, just kind of littler films. This is his first action film. So he did a lot of just like smaller films. He did From Dusk Till Dawn, Desperados, things like that. El Mariachi. This is his first kid's big action movie, so with a
Okay.
lot of money. He basically did these,
This had a big budget.
huh?
This had a
Really hard to
big. This had a big budget.
For him, it is because
Okay.
he did all of his editing at home. He edited the movie himself at his house.
Oh, it looks like it.
You can tell.
He edited the movie himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I shot a bunch of footage around the office, edited it together on my Mac. I was thinking about entering it at some festivals. Probably won't. You know, not what this is about.
iMovie.
But he's done like Sin City, Machete. He did Alita Battle Angel this year. So,
So Machete was after this, right?
yes.
And it stars the guy who is named Machete in this.
Yeah, so Danny Trejo, anytime he's in a movie with Robert Rodriguez, he's named after a weapon.
Oh, okay, that's cool. Okay.
So they just kind of he just kind of reused that for the movie
I like it.
of
Okay.
this. Uh,
He's
little
named
little
after a
Texas
weapon.
connection.
I'm so dangerous. I'm a machete.
He is from the state of Texas, so he's Texas born,
proud.
San Antonio. He also
Okay.
went to UT around here.
Yeah.
But Danny Trejo is also his second cousin, so
Oh, okay,
they're
cool.
they're family
Hey,
as well.
What happened to Danny Trejo's face? Does anybody know?
He's old.
No, I mean it's something else. Was he like? I don't know. I thought he was like.
Oh my god.
No, he had like scars and stuff.
Oh, so he talks about a lot how he got into crime when he was younger, and
Oh,
like
okay.
he's kind of like he kind of rehabilitated himself, things like that. He's a really cool guy. I can't talk. The deeper you dig into his story,
Yeah,
he's pretty.
Okay.
He's a pretty cool dude. All the kids, all the family members are named after his own family members. So, like he has family members named Carmen and Junie, things like that. So
Junie.
that's.
I just always thought that was a weird name, Junie.
Yeah,
Wow,
do y'all
John.
know who Megan Trainor is? The singer.
No, tell me.
No, I don't.
I mean, I didn't know who it was. Y'all know who she is?
No.
Who is it?
Oh, she's a singer.
Why bring
Yeah.
this up?
She's saying all about that bass.
Okay, but what's the connection
yes,
here?
Yes. Yeah, no, I know who she is.
I was wondering. No, she married Judy.
Oh.
You feel old yet? I mean, he's like
She
yeah,
married
this is-
Judy, huh?
yeah, he's like 20 years. You know, he's like 20 years old now. But yeah, it was 20 years ago. So.
I feel like I looked at a picture of him recently, and he's not a good-looking person.
No, he's better now. So we looked him up too because I watched this with my fiance, and there was a time there where he looked really awkward, and
I
now
mean,
he's kind of.
He's not that young. He's our age.
I know.
he's
that's what I'm
27.
saying, That's weird. It's weird.
He's not our age.
He's 27.
Yeah, he probably is.
I literally just looked it up.
We were 9 or we were 11 when this came out, but he probably filmed this when we were 9.
And he's 27 right now.
That's true.
He's around our
Yeah.
age.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks super young.
Yeah.
Just a few
Anyways.
quick little tidbits of what they're doing now. Mostly for the two Spy Kids. So Daryl Sabara, who played Junie, he doesn't really do anything anymore. He has like bit parts. He like does
Yeah.
voiceover stuff. Alexa Vega,
Yeah.
she does a lot of like really corny Hallmark films, like
No.
ABC Family, Lifetime stuff.
She used to be on the CW. Like, you know how the CW sometimes like reuses their actors when it
Yeah.
comes to just like
All
actors
their
and
shows,
actresses.
yeah.
Yeah. She used to be on the Tomorrow People. It was
Did you-
it's
did you
like
have a
one
crush on
it's
her,
like
John?
one of the first like 3 episodes. She has like a really steamy scene.
Oh.
And I was just like, "Ooh, this is, I don't want to watch this. Like this I just
We'll
know you from a little kid. Like I don't want to watch this."
We'll put it
at
in
all.
the YouTube video. No, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that. Did you have a crush on her, John?
No.
No.
I just thought she was a bitch.
See, I did not like her.
movie,
She
I
was
thought she
annoying.
I think we were a little too young to be like,
Golly.
ooh, she's cute, because
I
she was
guess
like
so.
around our age, so it was
I
like,
don't know. John,
eh.
like, John was into these girls when he was like 3.
That's not true. I mean, I was liking girls at this age. Like,
Ren was around this time.
oh man.
Ren. Anyways, let's just sit in silence for a second about Ren. No, so
You should just put a picture of her. Just
with that face, I'm gonna put it right above you. Yeah. Okay.
We haven't even started talking about the movie yet. Y'all know that, right?
No, sorry. I have a little bit of nostalgia that we forgot. So when you said CW, you remind me of it. So next year, the Arrowverse is doing Crisis on Infinite Earths. And
Yes.
It's gonna be like the series finale for Arrow. They casted a old Batman, and guess who's playing him? Kevin
Oh,
Conroy.
really?
Yeah, they're gonna have him play old Bruce Wayne. So that's
Alright.
pretty awesome. Yeah. So
But
For all
it's
you
not
Bat-
gonna, he's not gonna be Batman though.
he's old man Batman. Yeah, he's like old Bruce Wayne. So all you animated series fans out there, that's gonna be pretty awesome to see. I'm pretty pumped about it.
I'm not.
What? You want to see him dressed up? He's like 55 years old, 60 years old.
I want to see him dress up. Okay.
Okay, all right.
Anyways,
I want to see Batman like as Batman.
series.
Well, this is not the platform
Anyways,
to talk about
okay.
this, but yeah.
so
So Ren Stevens.
oh my gosh,
Go ahead. Just kidding.
God.
you're the worst.
Go ahead, dude. Sorry.
All right, so
I don't want to talk about this movie. That's why I'm.
just stalling.
Good.
the final little fact before we get into the plot, dig deep here, is that it was the #1 movie for 3 weeks straight.
Yeah. Do you have a number on how much it made total?
150 million about
Based on
a
always
35 million budget.
Woo! That's a
Pretty good.
crazy profit.
So
good.
yeah, they did.
telling
These
you.
movies did good.
Yeah.
This was so. I remember it being so big and talking about this with my friends at school. Did you
I
see
remember-
Spy Kids? Like Spy Kids is awesome.
I mean, they
And
made
remember
them
it being a
3
big
years in a
deal.
row. So
Yeah.
I mean, they put them out. They were big movies. By the time 3D came out, though, man, 3D was just terrible.
Yeah.
I remember 3D being terrible as a kid, but I
bet
remember
they're all about
liking
the
this
same.
one in the second.
I mean, 3D technology wasn't like it was like now.
That was when everybody started getting into that 3D thing, but it wasn't like now. They actually had like those paper 3D glasses that were terrible.
The red and blue.
The red and blue.
glasses.
Oh, it was
yeah.
like the 50s all over again.
Yeah.
Because
So,
I
yeah,
remember
it's-
that.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so let's just kind of dive into the movie, and we'll talk about. I guess we'll kind of skip ahead where the parents they kind of get captured
Yeah.
because nothing
Um,
really happens at the very beginning of the movie other than his dad being a little pussy and.
What's up with his dad?
The kids
putting on
have the kids have trouble at school. That's all that.
What's up with the dad? Whenever he becomes a spy, he puts on the thin mustache.
I thought that was pretty hilarious.
I don't know what that is.
So because at the end he takes it off. I thought
Yes.
he grew it. I was like, I thought that was kind of funny.
Pretty legit that you can grow a mustache in a day.
It's true. I mean, it's been Antonio Banderas, though. You know.
Yeah.
I thought that was
Um,
pretty funny.
Something I man, we're backtracking now because I wanted to talk about the wedding, like how they got. It was
Well, you're the
just
one
like
who
a-
skipped
was
all
that?
over it.
It was
You said,
Mr. and
forget the
Mrs. Smith."
beginning.
I didn't. That's what it was. It was a Mr. and Mrs. Smith's like storyline.
But okay.
Way before
was it
Mr.
all,
and
like-
Mrs. Smith.
Was it all like a joke? Was it like a thing, or was there actually people that were like trying to attack them during their wedding?
That was the real story.
That was the real story.
No, I know,
Was-
but did they set it up like as a joke? Because then everybody clapped at the end, like it was all just like a big joke, or was it all like they really were attacked by?
You made it out alive. Good job.
I guess so. It was just very odd.
I think because they were all spies, they were like, "Oh, it's just a wedding. Oh, we're getting attacked. Whatever.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Good job."
I just thought, I like the scene where the mom's she's putting on her her parachute, and I guess it's one of her bridesmaids is like smiling while she's giving it to her. You're
Yeah.
right. She's like clapping, and she's like, "Yeah, go."
Yeah, it don't seem like it was like all made up, and they were just like trying to show how skilled they were or something. It was very weird. Anyways, okay, so yeah, so they get
they're awful spies. Like the
Yeah.
parents, they're just terrible spies.
Well, they hadn't. The thing is, they hadn't been spies for like 12 years. Because once they had their kids, they stopped being spies.
right. What about their?
That's kind of the point.
I guess while we're still talking about the beginning, was there a point in this movie about the warts?
I think it's just part of his character. Like you
Like he has
how
sweaty hands.
like
and
you
he's
how
nervous?
how you have like these badass spies as parents, but then their kids are like cutting up, and the little boy is like this little little wuss with warts all over his hands.
I guess so.
Oh,
Okay.
so you're associating with people with warts on their hands as being wusses. That's
He is a wuss.
He is a wuss.
He's a pretty big wuss
Yeah. Okay.
because he's got sweaty palms. That's why he has all the warts. Because he's always sweating.
So the parents get there's a show that keeps getting kind of aired at the very beginning of the movie, and it's called Floops
Fooglies.
Fluglies,
Yep.
and it's a really creepy ass show.
It's
It
like
really
you're on
is.
LSD.
Yeah, it's really bizarre.
If you were watching this in LSD, it would be awesome.
Because John knows all about it.
And then this is where Antonio Banderas recognizes the guy who's been missing, one of the spies, and it's like I don't know how he recognized them, but he somehow recognized them. Yeah, really weird.
So-
And then good.
Well, I was about to say, so the parents are consultants right now, but
Right.
the main guy that's in charge of their organization calls them for a mission to go on. It's like their last mission because all their spies are getting taken and they don't know where they are. They don't know why. So they go, which I thought, I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was pretty cool when both parents, they get in the car, and you see it kind of panning out, and you see the car drive off the cliff, and it goes straight into the water, and then it turns into a submarine.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was a pretty cool scene. I know the graphics on it was terrible.
You skipped over the part where she's like seducing him to go on it.
Yeah, it was weird.
Whispering in their ear.
And
Here's what I don't understand.
What about the kids? What about the kid? And then the next scene.
who cares about the kids?
We'll leave him with this creepy guy who's not really their uncle, but they think it's his uncle. We'll leave him with that guy.
You know who that is?
Who?
That's Cheech Marin.
He's a famous
and
Mexican
Chong?
comedian.
Oh, I teased from Cheech and Chong.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Cheech
interesting.
Marin.
Okay. Anyway, so
I
weird.
just know him as a famous Mexican comedian. All right, so the parents get captured by Floop. Is
Yes.
his name Floop?
Yeah, it's Floop, I think.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
so the parents get caught by Floop, and when the parents get caught, they get all these alerts that the parents got caught, and then the kids find out that the parents are spies,
Yeah.
and the Thum-Thumbs are trying to kill them.
God, those
Right.
thumb-thumbs
And
in tactical
capture 'em.
gear. Oh my gosh,
And-
that's nightmare-inducing.
So
What?
the kids get away from the Thum-Thumbs, and they go to a safe house, and then at the safe house, you see, oh, what is her name? Something Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher.
That's Terry Hatcher.
Terry Hatcher.
Lois from. Oh, let's watch Lois and Clark sometime.
Okay,
Terrible show.
stop
Yeah.
getting off track.
So
Sorry.
you see her, and she goes to the safe house with the kids, and she turns out to be a bad guy that's like a
Yeah.
double agent at the parents' agent
And they have jetpacks,
facility.
and
And
they escape on jetpacks, but they burn her.
When I was little, I thought this scene was awesome. Not gonna lie.
The whole
It
scene where
wasn't-
they're in the submarine and being chased, and then they go to the safe house, and
Yeah.
like everything's like you have like the squares, and it turns into McDonald's.
Yes,
I mean that was
and
really
that was
cool.
I thought
Okay,
it was cool.
The
saw
square
it.
starting into McDonald's is pretty cool. I was impressed.
And like they just opened the cabinets and food was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the spy stuff.
bad.
I mean, this was
Spy-
like
it's just
a
all spy shit.
it's a
just
kid
all spy
it's a
shit,
kid
and it was
spy wet
awesome.
dream. It's pretty
not bad.
awesome.
It's a spy wet dream.
It's pretty awesome.
All right. But yeah, no.
gosh.
It's just all the stuff that you kind of dream at that, like how you would be as a spy, but it's like kid version. And I
Yeah.
thought it was just awesome watching this as a kid.
So the thing that y'all glanced over was the whole reason Floop wants this is because his investors want a army, and he's kind of he only wants to do his show. So he needs to create. He created these little child bots that are like super powered. The
me
problem
ask you-
is they can't talk because they need a brain. So that's what those that's what the bad girl was trying. The bad lady was trying to go get the third brain because they
Because
find out that
Antonio
Antonio
Banderas worked on
Banderas.
If you've never seen this movie before, it's super confusing.
Well, and it's the third brain because Lou just says first brain, second brain,
Yes.
third brain.
You find that funny?
I thought it was a little funny. Here's my
Okay.
first question though: why was the TV guy involved with this at all?
Because he's like a genius, you know.
Okay,
He's
And-
like a mad scientist type of person.
but he's a mad scientist on his own TV show. That's like what you want to do.
He's
for
a
his
mad
life?
he's a mad scientist that I feel like probably along his way thought, hey, you can make a cool TV show out of the things that I'm making.
I think what he
Okay.
really wanted was to make the TV show, but he needed money.
But he loved children. Like that was the
Right.
whole entire issue. Like he loved children, so it was just kind of like a side passion, which I think just became.
okay.
Stop looking like that, because I don't think it was like a sexual thing. You're looking like. it
There's a
was
reason he's called
sexual
Floop.
thing.
All right. Second question: why? What are the bad guys planned with the spy kids?
With the kids. Okay, so
Switch
the
'em.
way I took it is,
why?
let's think of it like this.
Okay.
If you switched Obama, so Obama had young kids.
Yes.
If Obama was president and you switched out those kids with some type of spy thing, you don't think you would get some really juicy information about just the United States and how
So
it
that's-
would work?
Did they say that's what they want to do with it, or is that just like
That's the issue. They didn't
It's
really
an
talk about too
assumption.
much.
Okay. Okay.
It's an assumption, but you assume because he goes, oh, why would you make the investor? He made
He asked that
kid
question.
of he made a kid of the investor's kid, like, or he made a robot of the investor's kid,
Uh-huh.
and then that robot beat up the investor. But then he was like, oh, that's the president's daughter, and it made a robot of the president's daughter. So you
So
just
that's-
kind of you just
so
kind of
that-
assume that you can make kids of powerful people and replace those kids with those powerful people's kids.
So they
And
can
then you
spy on their parents.
And you can spy on the
So
parents.
instead of using those world's smallest cameras, they want to make entire complete robots and replace the children.
Well, they so
And
And then,
the
and then
parents
that's
wouldn't
why you
realize
need
it?
the brain so they could replace the children. And I
The
mean,
parents would
how
never
is
realize it.
well, no, they're
No.
smart. They can
that's
talk
why
like
they-
them.
They didn't
That's
seem
why they
smart.
need
They
the brain.
act like them.
That's why they need the brain.
They act like them once they had the brain when they were fighting each other.
Well, that's because they were fighting.
Okay.
All right, so Chris, I get,
Nitpicking.
I get,
Picking.
so I get
Do
why,
with it.
I get why that's confusing. I think
Uh-huh.
that's one of the issues with the movie is this goes a little too much for kids,
Yeah.
which it was perfect for what it was. But you know, some or a lot of the really good kids movies that we enjoy don't gloss over that stuff, and I can
Okay.
see that. I definitely understand that because yeah, there's a lot of assumptions to be made, but as a kid you don't necessarily care because all you see is walking thumbs. Holy crap! Whoa, those are body doubles and they're super strong. That's pretty cool. But as an adult, you're like, what the fuck is that? Why is that there? What's the motivation?
I remember thinking of, like, I guess assuming that when I was little, when I watched the movie, and that was the reasoning behind the kids.
But you didn't care.
Okay.
I mean, I didn't care much into it. I was just like, oh, they must be trying to
'Cause you
replace
got
them
people on
because you can spy
jetpacks.
on people.
Also, there's a scene. I'm sorry, I'm nitpicking here, but there's a scene when they're underwater, and he grabs
Look at my
goggles.
eyes.
He grabs goggles and puts them on underwater. That's not how goggles work.
Okay.
You can't put on goggles underwater. You gotta put them on above water.
Okay.
Sorry, I was in there. Okay.
Or when he was in the
Wow,
little toilet,
Justin,
What?
the little toilet in
Yeah.
there with no door. Like, really?
Yeah, yeah,
You
exactly.
pooped with your sister right there? It was a really tiny
Sleep.
toilet, too.
Yeah.
They
I'm gonna
just-
tell
they-
you.
and then the sign, flushing your poop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only reason
kinda
they
funny.
did that, so they had that poop
Yeah,
joke
they
in
had
there.
the poop
Yes.
joke. I'm
But
gonna
I
tell
think,
you.
sorry,
Good.
I think just to starting to get off the plot hole thing there, that's one of the things that the Disney Pixar movies do so well is that they do explain motivations even with the villains. And I think that's what a lot of kids movies forget to do.
Yes.
But, you know, with this, for me personally, I didn't care too much just because, you know, I thought it was just fun.
Okay.
That's just me. But I
Fun nonsense.
all jokes aside, I do see your issues with it there. It is
Yeah.
kind of like, really? Like, why? Like,
Yeah.
well, give us a little bit more background because kids aren't dumb. Like,
And what was the point of making the spy, or kidnapping the spies and making them the mascots?
well, it was for a show.
Yeah.
But why did he have to pick spies to do that? Because he is the one to stop him when he makes the Spy Kids army.
I assume that's the thing. Once again, they could have said that.
Yeah.
Like a line, just
Yeah,
one
I just-
line.
Yeah.
We're stopping
yeah.
all the best spies in the world,
Yeah.
and we're turning them into TV characters.
So that way when we have the Spy Kids, they can't stop them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be nice to understand. But okay. All right.
It sounds
There's
like
a
your
point
issue
in
with this movie is they don't explain it.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it's just I couldn't understand why they were doing any of the things they were doing, and so it was just a big head scratcher. That's why I didn't like this. But there was a scene, and I'll talk about it later, where I just checked out this movie completely. I was like, okay, I'm done. I can't deal with this anymore.
You fell
We'll get
asleep?
to it. No, I was, okay, good. I
Alright.
watched it, but good.
so the parents come in and they start talking to the Floop guy.
Right.
And you find out like Floop wants the brain and everything like that, and the kids, they find the brain at the safe house.
Yeah.
They try to take the brain. The kids get away with the brain,
Uh huh.
and
They get into their
then
spy clothes.
They get their
Yes.
spy clothes. Yes.
And the guys is weird. What is that?
It kind of
Like,
fits him. It kind of fits him though, like
He
the
looks like one of
circus
those-
thing.
He looked like one of those monkeys with the symbols. That's what he looked like he was wearing.
It definitely fits his character though.
I just thought
Yeah.
it was. I liked it. We had the bow tie and everything like that. I never
Yeah.
had. I always wanted a bow tie after seeing this movie because I was like, I've never had a bow tie before. I've always wanted these stupid ties.
That's true.
I thought they were really cool, but they
Yeah.
weren't really cool.
All
Anyway,
right.
so yeah, the kids get their little spy, and there's the spy music playing, and
Uh-huh.
what happens next? I forgot.
So when they go to their uncles.
Oh, so
They go
the
to their
spy,
uncles, yes.
well, the spy kids take the third brain. They
Right.
they go, or the evil spy kids. They go to his uncle's Machete. apparently he's selling everything to Floop and even the spies. They have a pretty funny line, I thought. Are you our real uncle? Because we already got a fake uncle.
Right.
That's pretty
So,
funny. Everything where they were
does
trying
he-
to interact with him, especially when like Carmen was like, "Thank you for letting us stay while we ponder our parents' terrible fates."
Yeah, that's kind of funny. So, what did they get along with the uncle or no? Because the first line he says like, "Oh, I haven't talked to my brother in however long," but then like later he's like talking about like how much he likes him and stuff. So
This is the worst part of the movie for me because they could have used the scene so much better.
yeah,
I feel like the actor was awkward around kids too.
yeah.
I think it was just the writing.
Oh yeah.
I think
probably
the
what it
issue
was.
was.
It's everything. Chris is agreeing with every little
Well,
thing that's
so
wrong with this movie.
I don't. It was. I don't
Yeah,
think
it was that too. Yeah, it was that.
It wasn't his
There's
fault.
a little bit of that too.
It was
Yeah.
more of like they didn't write the scene very well. I thought the kids did a good job of it, but when they
Right.
wrote the uncle, it was like, yeah, he was just so like off-putting. Like he could have
Yeah. Yes.
explained more why he did
Yes.
things.
Exactly.
It was very one line.
It was very.
Explain
choppy,
it
very
more.
off-putting.
Because afterwards he was like smiling when they were going off.
Exactly. they had to sneak out, but then he gets up, he starts laughing, like he starts smiling about it. It's like what is happening?
Like they were
here?
trying to do like the whole like, oh, I'm a tough guy, but I'm nice on the inside. But they didn't do
Yeah.
a good job of that at all.
No, I like
was-
the gum that he makes. That was pretty cool.
All his gadgets were pretty cool.
Yeah, all of his gadgets were pretty cool. I
Yeah,
agree.
they just could have done the tough guy is a softie much better, because he does that pretty good. Danny Trejo, that's his characters basically. That's all he does. So yeah, that kind of sucked. That one of my favorite characters just kind of gets
right.
the shaft there.
So
Right.
let's jump back to Floop.
So he has the parents, and the parents they try to escape, which I thought was a pretty good scene, but then they end up right back in there.
He like
Damn.
timed him 50 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a pretty good line.
that wasn't a bad scene. Yeah.
No.
So, Chris, you made a kind of a comment on that they're bad spies. I thought that was kind of the funniest parts of the movie. How much they sucked now that
Yeah.
they're in like civilian life.
Well,
Like,
John was the one that said it.
I
but,
said it,
oh, you said that.
yeah.
Sorry, John.
Chris agrees. He agrees with everything.
I agree with
that's
everything.
bad.
Everything negative about this, I'm going to agree with.
But I thought that was funny, especially like when like Antonio Banderas like smacked himself on like the
glass.
glass
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought it was kind of funny how they were so out of it, you
Yeah.
know, because everybody thought they were these super spies, but now they're just kind of like, oh, they're just regular parents now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because in the other movies, they make them like to be like they are super spies because they're back
Can't wait to
into
watch-
it.
Can't wait to watch too.
We'll see.
Okay.
So the kids get to the island.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, the manor or whatever is pretty cool. Like all of the
The
different rooms
design
and all
of
that.
all of his stuff is pretty.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
let's
agree.
be honest. How'd you
I-
actually like the thumbs?
You have mentioned these
They're very-
thumbs. I don't even know how many times.
Because it's such
this
a
podcast-
weird
very-
character.
But
they're
so
very
I feel
unsettling.
like Justin like likes him, but hates him, but kind of likes him.
I'm like
Like a-
this. So I like them because it's a really like unique thing. Like who the fuck puts just a robot of all thumbs? But on the second thing, it's like it's so creepy.
Yeah. I don't
I
like
s-
it. It was very unsettling.
I just have to
and-
snap my fingers, and my fingers snappy.
exactly.
Or like every time when they came in, the last one always like messed up, like
Yeah.
fell down or something. And they make some stupid joke like, "Oh, it's like they're all thumbs." It was silly. I like silly things.
Yeah.
I'm a silly
Maybe if I was-
person.
Maybe if I was little when I saw this, I would have enjoyed the thumbs, but I wasn't a big fan. All I could see was this really bad CGI with thumbs. That's all I could.
What'd you think
really
of the
see.
flugel, the flugels, the floop things?
The little monsters?
I did not like them.
I didn't mind it until Antonio Banderas becomes one, and then it's like, what the heck is this? It's like a piece of like candy or something. It's like a big old rock. It was just shiny and weird looking. It didn't look like the other ones. It was very odd.
Well, yeah, that was
based
Judy's
on that drawing,
drawing.
yeah.
I
know,
liked
but-
I liked the designs just because it was so out there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
weird.
as a kid show, I thought it was pretty cool, but it was very unsettling.
yeah,
I wish they used them more.
yeah.
Is there anything behind it when it comes to the animation that the makeup artists, like why they did it like that?
No, I ain't reading anything. I think a lot of it was. I do know that a lot of it was like Robert Rodriguez's drawings as a kid, especially the thumbs. That's where they came from.
Drew these as a kid.
Yeah, I know specifically the Thumb Thumbs did.
What was he doing as a kid to,
weird, yeah.
to make these
Mushrooms.
drawings?
I have a feeling that a lot of the stuff I think he connected with Junie a lot, just because of like all the drawing and stuff.
Yeah.
I think I read that somewhere, but
Do you
I'm
think
not
that
completely sure.
the what are they called? The goons? The
Flugels.
the Flugels. Do you think that those actors were like, man, wait till you see this movie and coming out, I'm gonna play a spy in it, and then they see it and it's like he was like a Barney character.
I don't think they were actually in the
Did
suits.
they? I was about to say, did they play the
I
people that were in the suits, or was it just
Probably.
random
the
people?
only guy who was actually credited is Donegan, who's actually Mike Judge. Y'all know who Mike Judge is?
No.
Beavis and Butthead, King of the Hill.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that was Mike Judge. He's
like
actually
cameo for him?
he has more prominent parts later on, but
Interesting.
yeah.
They fight again. They're twins, and when they started walking towards each other, I was like, yeah, you know what? They're not gonna fight their own twin because they can't do that on the screen. They gotta save on money, right?
Yeah.
Can't body double. So I knew they were gonna fight the opposite of them.
His garage doesn't have that capability.
Exactly. Yeah, his iMac doesn't have.
I feel
So-
like it should have been a lot more one-sided.
I agree.
I do like the part of the fight where Carmen tells Junie he's strong, and he just smacks the concrete wall.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. Okay, that was a good part. Yeah, there is one part I laughed at the end, but we'll get there. So then once they have the brain, you find out that it was his assistant the whole time that was really running it.
It was way before that, actually. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, it was like way before. It was before they came in.
Oh
but-
yeah, because what's his name's already helping, isn't he?
yeah,
Okay,
Tony
so
Shalhoub or Shahab. I can't-
Why was he working for the guys himself, and then the other guys thought he was running it? How they?
Yeah,
not
so
either?
to piece it together to make it make sense,
Okay. That's what I love to
so
do during movies.
he explained what he explained was like he got way like they both were working together, but he did a lot of the like actual inventing,
yeah.
and Floop was just he came up with designs and stuff. But Floop,
He was kind of a front man.
all he cared about was the show. He just wanted the money for the show. But Minion was actually there for the domination. So that's
it is
why.
Monk, right? It's the guy who plays Monk.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yes.
they could have done so much better with that too. Like
Yeah.
because
They kind of flesh it out a little bit.
flesh it out,
Is what
make
you're talking
make
about?
Floop more of a. I think they did okay with Floop, making him seem like he wasn't really a bad guy. Because at the beginning he did seem pretty bad,
Yeah.
He
but
did,
as you
and
went
then
through it, you kind of saw he
psyched-
was an artist
He talks to Junie, right?
Yeah.
In the
in the virtual
in the-
room. Yeah,
virtual room.
World. Right.
Yeah.
Which okay, so it sounds like to me that you guys like the gadgets, but you find the plot just as stupid as I did.
well, so
What?
I
You get that idea?
So for me, I guess I've seen this movie enough to where I know what's going on. Like I
Yeah.
said,
Oh, man.
I get it. I get why this is really confusing.
yes.
This could have been, and I'll get to it at the end. But once again, this could have been a really good movie if they flesh it out.
Yeah.
So
There's some good concepts here.
this movie is, I don't see it as terrible, but I assume a lot of like the plot holes.
Yes.
I just put my own idea into it, and I'm just like, it makes sense.
I think
to me,
So
because I think of everything that they don't really say. I just kind of put my own kind of spin on it.
it's not
I'm like,
hard
yeah,
to
that
figure
makes
out what
sense.
they're doing, but
Uh-huh.
you shouldn't have to do that.
Right. John,
Why?
before you got on, me and Justin were talking. Guess what the Rotten Tomatoes score for this movie is?
Is it? Tell me if it's low or high.
Just guess.
Just guess. A number.
Dang.
Think about a kid's movie from the early 2000s. What do you think it'd be?
30.
93.
93.
How? How does this movie have a 93?
I'm telling you, people love this movie.
Look, I
growing
mean,
up.
think-
And
look
you
how-
just all the plot holes. You just assume this is what they were going for.
Look how me and John defend it.
I know. I mean, I'm okay with assuming one or two things, but if the entire villain's like plot doesn't make sense and you have to fill in that hole,
Oh yeah.
then it's too much.
when I was watching it,
Uh-huh.
when the monk,
Yeah.
I was just gonna call him
Yeah, I
monk.
call him Monk.
When he kind of, it was like the little spin where he was kind of the brains behind
Uh-huh.
the evil brains behind everything, and then Floop, he was just kind of front, and he was very innocent, but he still kind of had like a mad scientist
Is he
vibe
innocent?
to him.
Yeah, he killed a lot
I
of
mean,
people early on. Then he obviously had a really weird switch pretty quick.
Yeah.
And he's got to let him go at the end.
They did. They let him have
But,
the show. All right. When, what's his name? The kid?
Junie,
Junie.
Junie and, what's the girl?
Carmen.
Carmen. Oh, I should know that. When they were trying to escape, you have that scene where it mimics the first scene with the parents when he's trying to jump and the floor falls out.
Yes.
For some reason, when they try to jump, she actually falls through the floor.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because Mr. Minion's trying to kill him. Floop isn't.
So- Okay, but she lives. And
I
if
think
they're
you're
trying
reading
to
it way
trap-
too into it.
I'm
She
sorry,
lives-
it
she-
made me
no,
mad.
here, keep saying she lives, and what else?
If she lives, and if their point was to kidnap those two spies at the beginning, why would they just make it a glass floor? What was the point of that?
Because they need him for the brain. They didn't know where the brain was.
So
they
you're
need-
saying that they could just turn that off, and then it can become.
So what I'm thinking, again, I'm assuming things. I just think Floop, because he's just like a weird guy. He just wanted to fuck with him. Like that's all I could think of. He was just fucking
Chris,
with them.
You're trying to find
Mine-
things that make sense in a world where you can turn people into monsters. There's thumbs walking around, and there's
Yes.
superhuman robots.
But when we do our final
mean, 'cause-
thoughts, I have a comparison movie that I thought this was going to be like.
and you
it's
don't think
not.
they can move a glass window out of the way to make a big hole?
I just don't know why it's there to begin with.
Here's the thing. He was saying, "Oh, it took you 50 minutes to escape." Like I just thought your record would be better.
Yeah, he was messing with him. I get it.
Yeah, he's just messing with him.
Okay.
Like that's all it was. But then
Nitpick.
later on in the movie, you see them like they're trying to actually end these kids' lives. Like they just want
Right.
them dead. So
Okay.
why wouldn't you take that away and just actually have a hole in the floor?
I guess so. Okay, sorry. Okay. So then what
Again,
happens?
I'm trying to defend this movie as best I can.
all right.
Let's do the end real quick. So they send all the army in. It seems like there's gonna be a big old fight, but then Floop is able to reprogram them for love
Yeah.
and attacks Mr. Lisp. That's the bad guy. They don't do a good
Yeah.
job of
His
saying
name
his
is
name.
Mr. Lisp.
Yeah, they don't do a good job of saying that.
I thought his name was Minion.
No, the
Oh,
other
you're talking
bad
about
guy.
the other guy. The other
Yeah,
bad guy.
Mr.
His
Lisp.
name is Mr. Lisp.
Do you know who that is actually? The actor?
Oh my gosh.
No.
It's Robert Patrick.
I don't know then.
Nothing. Terminator 2.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay.
T-1000.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very
so that's him. That's pretty cool.
cool. Yeah, that's nice.
Essentially, the power of love. Junie taught him the power of love and positivity, and he turned it over and taught the robots how to love.
It was like a switch he had to pull. That was it.
Nothing had nothing to do with the binary switch they did. It was love.
There was one scene I liked though when because Monk gets like the three faces sprawling off him, right?
That was
He
really
smiles.
creepy.
He smiles and all three of his faces smile.
Oh,
at the
it's so
same time.
weird.
That was pretty funny. I laughed at that. Anyways, yeah. So then they save the day. All the Spy Kids robots become like superheroes out in the streets.
They're still wearing the
They're
jumpsuits.
still wearing the jumpsuits and they don't. And, oh man, it's hilarious. And then yeah, you find out that Flugel, whatever his name is, has his own show still. And then you get a call. Is there any fun facts of why George Clooney did this movie, or is he friends with him?
Nope. I assume they're probably just friends, but
Yeah.
that was a pretty funny thing. Him moving the eye thing and
It's cute. It's pretty funny. It's
That's
weird
pretty
he did
good.
it,
It's cute.
but it's cute. Yeah.
and that was it. Spy Kids.
Spy Kids.
Woof.
Got
I
through
feel like
it.
we didn't tell a really good
Yeah, you've seen it.
version
People
of the
have seen
plot.
People have seen it.
There wasn't much to it. Let's be honest.
There really
This is
wasn't.
a very simple movie.
I feel like I did a pretty good job defending certain things that Chris hated.
You did better than I,
I feel
thought.
like I feel like Justin did a good job of defending.
I'll go into it at the end. Chris, do you want to start since you hate this movie? What'd you think?
Yeah, so I hadn't seen this, and so my comparison of what I thought this movie was gonna be.
James Bond.
No, was y'all remember the movie Sky High?
No.
That was later though, I think.
That was like 5 years later. It wasn't that much later.
What was?
But I
what
mean,
was
it was
Sky
still
High about?
afterwards.
Sky High was about a superhero high school where like kids went to high school.
Oh no. Okay, I know what you're talking
To be
about.
superheroes.
It came out in 2005, so 4 years after this.
And they're like awful at it, but they had to train
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be
And
good
then
at
they- at the
superheroes, and
end-
everyone's like a superhero that goes to
And
that
they
school.
and it's the similar plot. They kidnap the adults, and then the kids have to save it. So I assumed this was going to be like that. That plot makes a lot more sense than this. So I was pretty disappointed with this. The gadgets were okay, but I mean, we'd seen a lot. And like you said, John, at the beginning, that your kids you thought weren't going to be excited about it because there's a lot more things like video games and stuff now. So for me, who was never a kid and saw this impressed with the gadgets, all I could see was the plot holes, and I hated it. So 0
Yeah.
points.
Not surprising. All right,
Sorry.
John.
There was some plot holes that I couldn't really defend. The nostalgia about the movie was spot on though. Like I remembered everything. I liked a lot of it because of the nostalgia stuff. But if I'm comparing it now to movies, it's terrible.
But did you enjoy
It's just
watching it now?
the story of a kids show that's turning people into mush. And the parents have to go save them. The parents get mushed, and the kids
have to go save them.
save them. And the kids automatically become these amazing spies.
Yeah.
The best spies in the entire.
So much so that they call on them instead of any other
Yes,
spies.
the
at
best
end,
spies in the entire agency
in a day.
in a couple days. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they beat robot versions of themselves. It's very unbelievable.
It's silly.
It's
But
it's very silly. If I was a kid, I would give you 2 points, Justin. Like I loved this movie when I was a kid.
But here's the
But
real question, John.
if I'm comparing it now, I don't know if I can give you any points.
But wait,
I
half
wait.
a point. I'm
It's
giving
not
you
only
half
based
a
on
point.
that.
I'm giving
It's
you
not only
half a
based on-
point.
John, it's not only
'Cause
based
I
on
didn't-
that though. Hang on. It's not only based on that though. It's did you enjoy it this time?
I did enjoy it. I did enjoy watching it.
Okay.
I'm not
I think
gonna
it's
lie.
worth half a point.
I think
It's-
half a point is
it-
valid.
I enjoyed 40% of the movie. That's why I was kind of like.
The other
I don't know
10%
if
is
you were-
happiness.
I enjoyed 40% of the movie.
Okay.
But the 40% was just pure nostalgia. Like it had nothing to do with the plot. It had nothing to do with the writing. It had nothing to do with the acting. It was just you're like, oh, I remember this when I was like, this is awesome.
This is like what this show is about, like our podcast. It's like getting so clouded by some of the nostalgia
I
that
know.
you enjoy things
But
that are terrible.
But the thing is, like sometimes you know when it
Yeah.
is, and sometimes it's like a Dragon Ball Z thing where I'm just like, I
Yeah.
fucking love this thing now.
You
Like-
y'all are idiots. Yeah. Yeah. All right, Justin. What about you?
Okay, so
So that's our point. You said half a point then, John.
I said half a point. I'm giving
Okay.
you half because I like
All right.
40% of the movie.
Okay.
yeah, so I definitely see the flaws in the movie. I'm not gonna argue that, and I feel like this movie could have been so much better. So I'm reading some of the critic stuff real quick here, and they
Yeah.
like it because essentially it's just an action movie for kids. You know,
Yeah.
it's a let's be honest. Let's take away the special effects because they are pretty terrible, but it's a well done
You're-
action movie.
You're about to say, yeah, I was about to say, he's about to say something I'm going to disagree with, but okay.
For a kids movie to do that, I think it's it's fun.
They,
It's creative. I'll say
they-
it's creative.
I'll say this. They executed what they needed to do to get and draw kids into the movie. They
Sure.
executed that very well.
This was not the problem with this movie
But-
is that what other good family movies do that, have good plots and good writing is they expand that they don't just make it about kids. They pull in everybody. This is not a family movie. This is a kids movie because they
It's not
keep saying
enjoyable for parents.
they keep saying
to go with
family
them.
on here,
Yeah.
and I'm like, not really. A family movie is like Up, or
Right.
Cars, or Pixar movies, things
Toy
like that.
Story,
Toy
yeah.
Story, because
Yeah.
they have elements everybody likes. This is not it. This is just full on a kid's movie.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at it through that lens, I think it's great. But if you look at it through our lens, it's pretty bad.
What was your favorite parts of this movie?
Me?
Yeah.
Come back in an hour.
Did you have any favorite parts of this movie?
The gadgets and machete were kind of cool.
Okay.
I didn't really like the other. I thought like it was kind of weird that when they got in that submarine, it was like it specifically fitted for kids. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I didn't like that kind of stuff, but the kind of stuff that Machete actually had, they used like the zapping gum and stuff like that. I thought that was kind of cool.
I don't know what they would have did if the fake uncle would have went with them in the submarine.
Where was he gonna sit?
Maybe he had his own like adult-sized one.
I don't know.
So I say
Justin,
Machete gadgets.
Justin, what was your favorite? What was your favorite part of this movie?
I think the part where they're trying to convince him to help him out, just because of all the funny things they say to Machete all the time. I also think the part anytime you see him like in the virtual room doing the show, it's just so weird and I think creative. I really like that.
The virtual room was pretty cool. It's probably one of my favorite parts. My favorite line is where they reverse the words of the flugels, and and they're like, "Floop is a madman, help us, save us."
I like how, like when they talk in the show, they're like really high pitched, and then when they talk, it's like a man's voice.
It's just some random man's voice.
Yeah, exactly.
I just thought that funny. I just thought that.
We'll put that clip in.
Yeah.
And you know that cute little tuneless song the characters sing? Play it backwards.
We're trapped! Floop is a madman, help us, save us! Floop is a madman, help us, save us!
A cry for help.
Will Flip do that to Mom and Dad?
Definitely.
Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad we kind of all a little bit of agree to an extent.
We're just gonna pretend the other two movies. Actually, there's 4. There's a Spy Kids 4. Actually,
so we're
Jessica
not gonna watch
Alba.
too, Justin.
I
No.
saw that.
Hell
I saw
no.
that there's like some Spy Kids animation.
Yeah,
That's
there's
on
an
Netflix.
animated
really?
show on Netflix. I saw that when I
I don't
found
know.
it on
Is it a
Netflix.
show or is it? It's like Spy Kids.
It's a
something.
series. It's like a cartoon series where they
Yeah.
go around. Yeah,
Let me see.
it's probably better than this.
More than likely.
So, all right. So at least next week we're watching actually a good kids movie, at least from what I remember. John, what are we watching next week?
We are watching Shrek, and
Yeah,
I'm super excited about this.
Because somebody
Shrek
once
was-
told me
Oh my gosh.
the world's gonna
do it.
roll me.
He's
Roll
gonna
me.
do it. He's gonna do it.
Because I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. Go ahead.
Hey, Justin, what's that? What's that? It looks like you have an L on your forehead.
Oh, my finger and my thumb
Yes.
in the shape of an L. Will the years start coming?
Okay.
So this movie.
When they don't stop
was-
coming?
Okay. All right.
I felt like after a couple weeks, it like blew up. I don't feel like it was very popular when it first came out. Like when it first got the first weekend. I don't know. I haven't done a lot of research on it, but I don't feel like it did really well the first week. But then after everyone started to like talk about it and they're like, "Oh, damn, Shrek is actually a pretty good movie." Then think about it, that's a weird concept when it comes to a movie.
I
It
think
shouldn't have
people-
worked.
I think
It
people
shouldn't
really
have worked.
I think people were really skeptical because it was DreamWorks, and they hadn't really done like, they had like what was that movie, Ants and stuff like that. They hadn't really had a hit, and I think people were really skeptical. But then once like the audience started seeing it,
Did they
they're
do
like, "Oh, this is really
Anastasia as
funny."
well?
I think they did Anastasia, Prince of Egypt. That was a good movie, but
Prince of Egypt was awesome.
yeah,
We gotta do
But
that
anyways,
at some point.
We should. When's the anniversary of Moses parting the Red Sea? We need to watch Prince of Egypt at that time. We'll look it up. Anyways,
Is that online?
I think it's online somewhere. Anyways, yeah. So,
Yeah,
but no,
I
remember
don't
this
remember
movie-
seeing this in theaters.
okay. I saw it in theaters. I remember I was so like, I loved it. I was like, oh man, this thing is like so edgy and cool. It's making fun of all those fairy tales. I'm a cool 10-year-old.
This thing blew up more than I ever thought anything would.
Seriously.
They took this and ran with it. For
Well,
better
the
or for
second
worse.
The second one's better than the first, I thought. Then it falls, but I think the second movie is better than this one.
Ooh.
Oh, so a Spider-Man thing going on here.
Ooh.
It has a
Okay.
Spider-Man thing going on, yeah.
There's some really cool fun facts about this movie, especially about Shrek.
Well, I'm
that
sure
I hope John comes up with.
Yeah, you better get your,
I hope
you
so.
better bring your
I better
A-game.
come with my A game when it comes to my fun
Justin's a
facts.
big Mike Myers fan, so you need
I
to...
know.
Well, it's not, even
I
about,
know.
it's not necessarily about Mike Myers, but it is about. I'll give a little tease. It is about an SNL alum who could have been it.
Oh,
I'm just gonna keep it there.
This
Do your
is SNL
research.
stuff.
Just gonna keep it there.
Look up Shrek SNL
Yeah.
facts.
John, you have an automatic play from Justin with Mike Myers and Eddie Murphy in this, so you might as well.
I know. Maybe.
All right. Cool.
Hey, John, if we wanted to go on social media, where would you find us?
I'm not ready. No, it's you can find us on social media at Another Man's Pod at on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. You can also go follow us on YouTube. We put out the what do you want to say? What do you want to call this?
The video.
Put out
conference call.
Put out our faces, our beautiful faces,
Yeah, I was talking about this movie.
and then you put out Justin as a character in the show
Yes. Because he's the one to be in it.
because he
For
had
whatever
one
reason.
in it. So-
It keeps the mystery.
Yeah, okay. So you can also, if you would like to just kind of talk to us, you can talk to us on our social medias, or you can send us an email on at our Gmail at anothermanspod@gmail.com. What episode should we watch? Should we watch Austin Powers since we're gonna watch?
Yeah, that's a
Shrek?
good idea. Yeah, everybody should go listen to Austin Powers. That's season
Go-
3, episode 2, I believe.
Season 3, episode 2. There you go. But yeah, so you go watch us, please, on YouTube. Go give us a follow. Go give us a follow on any of our social medias. We put out dank memes and clips of our show.
Yeah.
You can also go to some of the apps and go follow us there. If you want to comment on any of those apps, you can do that as well. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Podbeam. So yeah, go give us a rating over there and go give us 5 stars, please, and go even put a review. We would really enjoy that.
Yeah.
It helps other people find us. So
Cool.
that's about it. That's about it.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you next week with Shrek.
Peace.